All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So we've been reviewing these three stocks for a quick minute, and all three so far have been moving really nicely. I think this NVOS chart is especially interesting, all right? Because yesterday was super scary. I'm not even going to pretend I didn't get scared. I got a little scared yesterday for sure, but it's something that we've been talking about, right? And hopefully you were prepared for yesterday and made the right decision about today, okay? So we'll get into all the details shortly. Real quick, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We do have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it anywhere you want, and honestly, if you can comment anything, it really all does help with the YouTube algorithms. But I swear, just being here and watching this thing and giving me your valuable time, oh man, thank you so much for that, okay? And look, I'm not perfect. I'm not all-knowing. I have no crystal ball telling me what tomorrow is going to do. So yeah, if you've got better opinions than me, I promise you I'd love to hear them, okay? So let's get into the details. And really, before I talk about today, I actually want to talk about yesterday, okay? So on my, I think the last video I made was going into Monday, or maybe it was just after Monday, all right? One of the two, I honestly don't remember. But I definitely reset expectations because I know I was getting a little too excited about the 200 moving average. And I am realizing, and look, nothing I say is financial advice, you know that. But I wanted to really reset my expectations to make sure I didn't give you guys any false ones, right? You guys and gals. So I very much, I'll be honest, I actually thought we were going to rip through the 22 cents. So I'm not pretending I got this line wrong. I actually really thought we would maybe get to like 24-ish, 23-ish. I very much, I didn't think this was the line that was going to stop us, okay? That said, one of the things I talked about was the RSI. And you know what? I did make this video on Monday because I know I talked about this. So on Monday, the RSI was 76. You should see that in the middle of the box to the side right there, okay? Looking historically, right, I'm just kind of zooming out pretty much to October of last year, right? This peak right here was 77, okay? This actually, I can just keep my mouse here, right? There isn't much this high. And one of the things I said was, I know that this 76, normally I'm ringing the bell at 80 plus, right? There are times when we're at 76 and I'll still say, hey, I think there's a little bit of gas left. You know what I mean? So this normally isn't where I'd ring the alarm, but yeah, it's important to see historically what the stock can do. Can you actually stay in the 80s or like, no, right? So I know I started to reset expectations. And look, what did we do? We brought the RSI all the way down to 62. I like that a lot. And actually, that's pretty much where we're at right now, right? 68. Despite a really nice day, 68, hell yeah, right? So what am I looking at for tomorrow? Look, I don't talk about it enough, but honestly, if we can cross this the 5-8 candle, if we can get, I mean, again, I wish I had more decimals, right? But it's really close to the 20 line flat, right? If this thing hits 20, I actually might consider averaging up if you really want to know the truth. Because again, I don't know if we'll break the 22, but shit, a ride from 20 to 22, I'd love to add 10% to the money I've already made, right? You get what I'm saying? So, and then if we break 22, hell yeah, right? So, this is definitely a plateau line. And look, let's be honest, we didn't even test it there, right? So maybe it won't be as easy as I was thinking, but I'll be honest with you, I like the MACD. It's definitely going right back up, right? It looks like the RSI is going back up. And yeah, hopefully today made people feel comfortable and we'll pick up volume tomorrow. Look, I'll be honest with you, I didn't average up today, okay? That would have actually been averaging down, right? So I can really understand why people were scared today. I get the volume drop. I'm really honestly hoping that we cross, honestly, let me try to show it like this. Okay, we're gonna look at the hourly for this stock. Okay, opening bell, we had the first hour 1.6 million. All right, the next volume was 2.4. I would love the first hour to hit 3 million. All right, basically add these two up tomorrow's opening. That would be really cool for me to see, okay? And if that happens and we cross 20, if I believe volume's gonna pick up on this stock that held this line, we didn't even come to the 8 moving average. We didn't even need to bounce on this, right? One of the things I said was I'd be curious if this thing comes back to the 100, if we can actually just use the 8 to bounce up. What I'm seeing is a real nice look. And if, again, we can, I'll even draw, no, I'm not going to draw because I don't want to mess things up. But yeah, if 20 hits, I would consider throwing a little bit of money into this thing. Again, it's not, I'm not telling you I'm going to automatically do it. There's no guarantee, right? But it's in the back of my head. I'll tell you that for sure, for sure. So I'm still liking what I see. And it's funny because, again, I know I made the video on Monday, and a lot of people were asking on Twitter especially. I'm surprised. I don't think anyone asked on the YouTube video comments themselves, but a lot of Twitter people were like, hey, when can I jump in? Should I jump in? And I actually said no. I said wait for it to cool down, and I think yesterday was a good way for people to put new money into this if you weren't in. But for me, it was just a little too scary to consider buying more. Even today was a little too scary to consider buying more, because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's what, like, I looked at this ticker probably before this 15-minute candle hit, and I know I wasn't looking at a real strong look. This thing only shows 2 decimals, right? So I'm pretty sure we actually closed at like 18.6, give or take. But dude, all of that came in the last 15 minutes. Let's even go to the minute to see it. Man, it literally came in the last 3 minutes of the day, right? So I'm so happy with the way it closed. It actually closed a lot better than I thought, because when I saw the candle, it was a little closer to down here. And you know, I really care about 50% candle. I think it's arguable that we were close to it. And again, I think that's where it comes to me saying, hey, if we can break this 20 line, I'll be real happy. I'll be real honest with you though. Losing 18 cents might get me a little scared. I think if this comes down to like 18, 17, I actually think there's a really good shot it might come to 16, and then shit, if 16 doesn't hold, we might come down at 15. So as positive as everything was, I do want to end it with that just little point of caution right there, okay? But NVOS, so far, man, doing its job, all right? VIRI, okay, this is another one, and it's funny because I was supposed to make this video a couple days ago, and Jay definitely asked in the comments, hey, what did I think about Monday, right? Monday was a really scary day, right? This is the only real strong candle. These are very much like nothings in my head, right? That's a doji, that's a bad good right there, and that's not really a good full candle, right? Like that one and that one is definitely better than that one, okay? So this right here, scary, because we lose this day, we lose this day, and you can see it. We're actually now starting to break into this day, all right? That's a scary single candle that takes out 2 and is starting to eat number 3. The one thing I said in my comments was basically, look, we didn't lose the 8 moving average, all right? It was a scary day, but let's see what the next day does. Next day's a doji. Doji don't count. Today was monstrous. Like, obviously, 16% gain is monster, right? Anything double digit, if shit, 9%, 8% on a single day is still monster in my book, okay? We break the 110 line. We confirm that the 8's still our friend. The 8 is now curving back up. The 50 still looks like it's going up. What am I seeing? I'm actually seeing the MACD want to diverge a little. Divergence, nothing more than a fancy word for going away, right? Like the green line looks like it's going away from the red. A little tighter than ideal on the RSI. I wish we saw a little bit more today, but yeah, I see the green on top for sure. 65 still a real low number, and man, we are just give some volume, all right? The important thing to say is earnings. I have no idea what earnings are going to do. I swear, if this thing didn't have earnings tomorrow, I would have for sure averaged up pretty hard today. I really would have, because this was an important line. And again, only breaking it once today doesn't matter. Tomorrow's confirmation is going to be key. And you know, I'll be honest, I think if we do even a silly run during the day up or close to this, I'll probably sell some before earnings. I am scared. I'm like 90% earnings are after hours. Obviously, after this thing, I'm going to check if it's before. I'm going to make my moves after hours right now, right? But Dude, if earnings wasn't tomorrow, I would play this so much more aggressive because, again, it looks like we want to come to the 200 moving average at this point, right? Like, that's good. That's good. This is not bad. Just needs to be a little better. You know what I mean? But again, earnings, they scare me. I talked about Big Bear AI yesterday. I was ready to eat a 20% loss, and I pretty much did. The cool thing was I actually lost a lot less than I thought because it wasn't an immediate drop, actually. So I could have probably lost a little bit less if I played it better this morning. But again, that one actually didn't do as bad as I expected in terms of immediacy, right? But this guy, again, earnings is for sure going to be a game of roulette. I will say that much for sure. But technically speaking, oh man, I wish earnings wasn't tomorrow because honestly, this is the kind of situation where I would bring the flatbed and just dump money into this thing if I could. You know what I mean? So again, I'm not telling you to do it. Earnings is a hard risk, but ooh, if this was a different situation, this would have been a hardcore game, okay? Last one I want to talk about, FRC, which is now FRCB. Oh my goodness. I've made some pretty nice money on this thing. I don't know if you guys are in it or not, but again, one of the things I said was make sure you have a plan with this before you get in. And today was a scary day. I'll tell you, it's kind of the same things I was saying. We came this low during the day. We ate the whole yesterday, started creeping on 50% candle, end it with a 7% gain. You're kidding me, right? So be careful here. I'll be honest. This one is still a little like, this thing can pull the rug right out of it. But yeah, I'm still holding a 104 target. There isn't too much else I can really look at and think about. You know what I mean? So our RSI is still super low. MACD obviously is super negative, but green is over red. And yeah, we've had some buying the last few days. We just really need to get over this 50 moving average, right? And again, even on the weekly, it's not like there's much I can do, right, in terms of drawing another resistance. So it does seem like smooth sailing to go all the way up. I'll at least kind of say hopefully we don't go any lower than 0.411. I think if we can hold 0.411 through Friday, there's a good shot to believe next week might continue as well. But yeah, all three of these are three that we've been talking about. I generally am not a fan of telling you where my money's at because, again, I am not the best trader in the world. I am not the person you should try to copy everyone's move with. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's been cool to talk about these and be a little open about making money. And hey, I hope you are too. So appreciate your time. You know that. Thank you. Thank you.